I feel like mentality is also a big key to be a great team, and I think that's the only reason I'll put Madrid in there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of doctors they go to. It must be voodoo ones.
Yes.
Because somehow they end up getting results that you think there's no way they should have won that game.
Yeah.
But somehow they come out and win it. Start off on the front foot. This whole Atletico Madrid comeback bullshit, I'm getting tired of it. I'm young, bro. I shouldn't be getting heart attacks mid-games. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I know it's entertaining, but I was entertained, but I was not healthy throughout the whole game.
Yeah, that's true.
So please start off on the front foot, score the first 2 goals, and then, put the game to bed. Who is the best right now in terms of like teams?
Who's the best team right now?
Yeah.
And we're talking worldwide.
Worldwide, like best club.
Okay, best club.
Best club in the world right now. And what would you say is your category in terms of like how do you define the best team?
All right. So look, I look for 3 things and 3 things only. Right. One is the chemistry within the club.
Right.
How the players connect together and how everyone works. Second is how the manager actually influences and impacts the team. You know what I mean? Following manager orders and how they can execute plays and stuff. That's another thing. And the third thing and the last thing, and I feel like it's kind of important, is discipline. Not making yourself look like an individual player, but making the team whole. Yeah. Everyone playing as a team.
Yeah, you do what you do to help the team. You do what you do not for your own benefit.
Not for your own benefit. Yeah. Not because you want to be the top star. This is that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Do your part. Yeah. Everyone does their part. Yeah. The team will succeed.
Very true.
And that's what I look for.
Yeah.
So what would you say?
Yeah, like pretty much what you said, but
yeah.
I feel like to be the best, best team, like we're talking about who's the best team right now. Or everything you said, but you can be all of that and not win.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean?
That is true.
So to be the best at this moment in time, like around this season, you have to still be in all competitions that you're fighting for. Yeah. I feel like right now, if you've been knocked out of the Champions League or if you've been knocked out of one of the cups in the league, we can't really put you up there.
We can't put you in a category.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's also the same with players. Like even with the Ballon d'Or talks. Yeah. Like if you've been knocked out of some of those competitions, it's hard for anyone to have an argument for you to win any of that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
you get pushed down ranks if you do.
You know, like obviously in your own league, you can be the best player in the league. Yeah, you can still be that if you're doing well in the league. But if you're out of the cup and you're out of the Champions League, and especially the fact that there's no international awards to be given out, at the end of the season, it doesn't help for someone who's going for the Ballon d'Or. Yeah. But in terms of the best team, I feel like you still have to be in all those competitions,
major competitions,
and still fighting for them, for you to still be considered, one of the best teams.
Yeah, you know what? That is a major point. That is actually a good point, and I agree with that. Yeah, because it's very hard, like you said, it would be very hard for anyone to argue that, oh, look, this team is so good, it does this, that. But it's like, if they're not within those major competitions, it's like, especially Champions League, it's called Champions League because it's the best teams within all these leagues that come together to battle.
Yeah, it's not just the Champions League. I mean, for example, Arsenal. Yeah. They're not even in the race anymore. Yeah, exactly. They're out of all the cups in the league. They're only in the Champions League. Yeah. So I wouldn't consider them anywhere near the best club in Europe right now. So that's out. Even Aston Villa the same. Dortmund the same. Yeah. Who else? PSG, I would say they're up there. So I would say PSG, Madrid, Bayern, Inter, Barca. Yeah. They're the teams that are actually competing on all fronts. Yeah. So Madrid is still in the Copa del Rey, same points in the league and in the Champions League. Yeah. Barca, same. Inter, same. Yeah.
No.
Bayern, I think they're out of the cup in the league.
Yeah.
Which is not a good thing. But they still got they really I think they were like 6 or 7 points ahead in the league.
Yeah.
And in the Champions League. PSG unbeaten in their own league.
Yeah.
I think they're still in the cup. I'm not sure. I have to look that up.
Yeah.
But they're in the
also
Champions League, just beating one of the considered best team in the world.
Best team in the world, yeah.
So out of those 5 teams, I would think they're the top 5. You pick your best according to your opinion.
Yeah.
But in your opinion, who do you think would be the best out of the bunch?
Out of the 2 teams, it's
out of the 5 teams.
Out of the 5, yeah, like I said, there's 5 teams, but I can't pick one because I see out of the points I gave, there's 2 teams that I see. Right. One team I don't, you know what I mean? It hates me to say it, but it's there, and which is Barcelona.
Right. Why do you hate Barca, bro?
Yeah, man. You know it's a long. You know me, man. I hold grudges for too long. I guess I should let it go, but I hold grudges for too long. But yeah, 1 Barcelona and 2nd PSG.
Yeah,
you know
PSG is a good shout.
Yeah, because you guys, 1 Barcelona is giving all those qualities, right? And you guys actually both of you teams are undefeated right now. Like,
no,
me after 2025.
No, I think PSG the loss to Liverpool kind of like broke that. I know you don't want to count it, but it's counted. It is counted. It's still an L in the season.
Okay.
So yes, I would like to give them that they're unbeaten, but losing to Liverpool that made us the only unbeaten team in 2025. Okay. I don't want to jinx that, by the way, because I hate the international break. Because whenever we go to international break, we come back, something's different.
Something different, yeah.
So, I applaud Barca for being unbeaten until this time. Like I think I told you at the beginning of the season, we need to literally go unbeaten for us to actually win anything.
Yeah.
You know?
But
so
I don't know. It's almost okay. I understand your point, but would you say because it's 2 legs to in Champions League?
Yeah.
So would you say it's actually getting beaten though?
Yeah.
It's like playing your first half and losing. Like you're losing the first half, but then you come back to
but it's still a full game.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: like we could have lost our first game.
Yeah.
Red card in the 17 minutes in. And we had to play the rest of the game with 10 men. Yeah. We could have lost that game, and that would have been considered a loss.
Yeah, okay.
And I would have taken that. I wouldn't be out here saying, oh, Barca's still unbeaten after losing that first game. Yeah. Like, a loss is a loss. It's still, counted as a loss. It's a full game, 90 minutes. It's a loss.
So they took the L. Well, at least they've only lost once.
Yeah, I'm not beating them down for it. I'm just saying it's, I'm not going to say they're unbeaten when they have been beaten. Yeah. So... they're very great. They're a good team.
Oh, good team, strong team, man.
I hate PSG.
Yeah,
I hate PSG.
Why do you hate PSG?
Champions League clashes over the years. When they took Neymar, I still will never forget that. Took Messi.
They took Messi as well,
bro. So look, I hate PSG for different reasons, but I can put my hands up and say they played really good. Yeah. Luis Enrique has brought this team out to be one of the teams to watch out for, and I feel sorry for Madrid because
they have to go against them.
They have to go through PSG, and PSG is playing pretty much, around the same football as Barca is. Yeah, and we know what Barca has done to Madrid. Barca have literally pulled Madrid's pants down twice. Twice.
And made them their little,
embarrass them, bro.
Make them cry.
And I think PSG will do the same. Because if PSG can do that to Liverpool, which is considered the best team and the best team that beat Madrid 2-0, too long ago.
Not too long ago. Yeah, I think it's
literally they embarrassed Madrid. I don't know how they lost only 2-0. They literally they were on top of Madrid. Madrid was like, fuck it, I'll bend over.
But Madrid hasn't really been, I don't know. Like, yes, they're getting their points and they, but they haven't really been a strong team. This is not the strongest Madrid team.
No.
You know what I mean? So
the fact that they couldn't score 1 goal out of 120 minutes against Atletico Madrid tells me there's something
wrong.
Not clicking there.
Yeah.
Vinny has been a shot of himself. Mbappe has kind of rise to the top.
Yeah.
We went from the first, even when he was having a bad start to the season, he was still scoring goals.
Still scoring goals,
you know.
Yeah. But now he's I think he's in
now
his
he's
gear.
confident. He feels like he's now won his skin properly.
Yeah. But then you know what I mean. Like Real Madrid, it's just 11 players in the field. It's not a team.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's missing. You know what I mean? There's no connection to anyone. Everyone's just fighting to be stars or whatnot. So
yeah.
I mean, not enough discipline as well.
For the front line they have, you would think they'll be like outscoring teams by 3 or 4 goals.
You'd be thinking like, yeah, exactly. Like
you know what I mean?
That. Like, man, you'd be thinking they'll be doing some major madness, like absolutely annihilating teams. But once again, you can't do that if there's no connection with the team. There's no one's helping. It's like when you guys had Messi, Suarez, Neymar.
Yeah, the MSN.
MSN?
Yeah.
Bro, in any freaking conversation, when they say chemistry, I think of MSN.
Yeah. Teams were literally like suing Barca every game for rape charges.
For rape charges.
Because literally every game will walk out at least 3-4-0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was
Easily,
ridiculous.
Bro. Easily as well.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Man, yeah, it was ridiculous times for you guys.
But I feel like mentality is also a big key to be a great team. And I think that's the only reason I'll put Madrid in there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of doctors they go to. There must be voodoo ones.
Yes.
Because somehow they end up getting results that you think there's no way they should have won that game.
Yeah.
But somehow they come out and win it.
They somehow come out, yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But do you think it's that they take charge of their chances though? Because they could play some really bad football. But those 1 or 2 chances, they take them.
It's individual quality, which is what they have compared to like Atletico Madrid or an Arsenal, you know, teams like that. Like they have quality up front. They have quality all over. Like you said, they have individuals all over.
Yeah.
But when it matters, they come on top.
Yeah.
Those players actually show up.
Yeah.
And which is what I feel like Liverpool was missing the last week. Because they have Salah, and when Salah doesn't show up, there's no one else.
Yeah.
But for Madrid, when Vini doesn't show up, Mbappe shows up.
Yeah.
When Mbappe doesn't show up, Rodrigo shows up.
Yeah.
If none of them show up, fucking Bellingham shows up.
Out of nowhere.
Or Valverde shows up out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like they have like those kinds of players that will show up when they need them. Because they have so many, if 3 of them are asleep, one of them is awake.
Wake up, yeah.
So they always like keep guard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in terms of like for Barca, for example, it seems like we're all like awake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like you guys are literally unified. Like you guys are...
Like Rafinha is not Mbappe. But he's awake enough to produce what needs to be done.
Exactly.
Yamal... The thing about Yamal is like, as much as I praise him, and he's still 17, so I don't take anything away from him. Yeah. He's doing amazing things for a 17-year-old.
100%, bro. Beyond amazing, man.
But he's missing just something. The finishing quality is not always there in games that you need him to be there. Like, yes, he finished against Atletico. Yes, he finished the previous game, which was forget. But he does give you goals, but not as many as you expect him to for the positions he gets into.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
But once again, like you said, he's still 17.
Yeah,
he's still 17. But what he contributes to the team is undeniably like you can't pass that.
What he contributes to the team is not just goals and assists. It's something that people don't think about, but it's very crucial.
Yeah.
He drags defenders out of position.
Yeah.
So when he gets the ball, there's like 2 or even 3 defenders trying to make sure he doesn't get out of his corner. And then before you know it, Koundé's made a run.
Yeah.
Lewandowski's in there, almost in there, and then there's more free space in the box.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. And he's good. He dribbles past those people, and then as soon as he's free past those 3 people, there's a very like empty space to run into for him to just pass the ball.
I feel
that's good to have.
I feel like he has great field IQ. So like
he does.
Yeah. He knows what's going on. Like he can see.
He reads the game
very well.
Yeah.
He can just like manipulate things for, it's not for his benefit though. It's for the benefit of the team. Yeah. Which makes him such a great player. And a lot of players in Barcelona do the same thing. And that's why I'm like, they got to be the top two. Like, they have to be in the top two.
Yeah. Watching the Atletico Madrid game the other day, literally, I think Koundé had the ball and he's telling Koundé to pass it back to like Kubasi.
Yeah.
And then Kubasi gets it and he's telling like pass it to Rafinha. Like he's not like selfish. He's saying, "Oh, give me the ball now." I want to show the kind of player I am. Yeah. He's reading the game. He knows like if he goes there, all the other players, the opposite like team is gonna
push that way.
Push that way. It's gonna give me free space, and then you can switch it. Like he's reading the game for the benefit of the team, not for his own benefit. Like I know it's like the way I said it sounds like he's being selfish, but it's not.
It's not.
It's working as a team to get the best out of the game.
It's smart player, bro. Yeah. And it's just like when you watch him, you just see, like obviously he's way too young, but you can see those little sparks of like, if this guy continues doing what he's doing, he's gonna be just as, if not as great as Messi, close to that, because it's the same kind of IQ where Messi would make a pass. And you'd be like, why would he pass there?
And then he starts walking.
Yeah. And then you're like, out of nowhere, bang.
He's in the box.
When
he was like on the halfway line.
Yeah. And you're like,
where did he come from?
He'll make some passes where you start to question why did he do that?
Yeah.
But he's 5 steps ahead.
He's read the game. He said, like, I think one thing, I don't know if Guardiola said this. Like, I don't know. Don't quote me on this, I'm just paraphrasing. Yeah. Like the first like half an hour in the game, you never see Messi running.
Yeah.
He's walking everywhere. He's seeing who's man marking him. He's seeing who's like watching him whenever he makes it in a certain position. Yeah. A defender comes in straight away to get the ball and he passes it back.
Yeah.
He's just watching all this stuff.
Yeah.
Give me the ball. He passes the ball. He sees the defender running like full fucking, force. Yeah. And then he passes back and he walks off.
Yeah.
Gets the ball in that corner and some other defender's like running towards him, passes it off. He's just doing all this stuff, realizing, all right, so this defender, as soon as I get the ball, this defender here and the one behind me, they're going to come straight for me.
Yeah.
So he's just reading it like it's now 30 minutes in. He's read everything. It's like, all right, let's go.
Cool.
Gets the ball, literally just turns, goes, he's gone. Because he has already read how the defender's going to come into him.
He's anticipated everything.
Yeah. So I feel like Yamal is kind of like around that time where he's kind of he's seeing how defenders are like marking him.
Yeah.
Because I think it's good for him because a lot of defenders are marking him. Now he's already absorbing that pressure of being marked by too many people.
Yeah.
By the time he gets to like 20. But he'll be a teenager for another 2 years. He'll be 19 and still be 18.
Yeah, legit. That's what I'm saying. Like, by the time he's, what would you say? The prime is like 26.
25 is prime.
Yeah, 25.
But I think he'll hit his prime in his like 20, 21.
Yeah, but when he gets to 25, 26, he's going to be a unstoppable force. If he keeps going the way he's going,
no injuries.
Right, and no injuries, yeah.
He'll be unbelievable.
Bro, honestly, we'll be seeing another great. You know what I mean?
I would like for someone to be competing though, like the Ronaldo Messi.
Yeah,
thing.
Ronaldo Messi. Because a lot of people say
Mbappe's a bit old now.
Yeah.
Like, not old, he's like 25, 26. So he's got another maybe 7 years at his peak.
Yeah.
So about Yamal has probably got another 20 years.
Yeah. Because remember when they were saying, what's that, Enrique? He would be, Endrick, well, he would be like, he's...
Endrick.
Yeah, he's competition. But I was like, but he hasn't really shown up as much.
He's hitting the bench too much,
to
be fair. I feel like he should have went to another team where he actually gets minutes.
Yeah.
That's
very true.
Even in Arsenal, to be like, what Madrid could have just loaned him to Arsenal and be like, look, you don't have a striker, get him playing for a year or two
and see how
until he's ready. Yeah. Like what they did to Odegaard.
Yeah.
Even like Ceballos as well went to Arsenal. Like all these players, like you loan them out, let them get playing time, and then when they come back, they're ready to go. You know.
Yeah, because you need field experience, man. Like if you're not on the field, you're not getting any experience. You're not going to be seen, and there's no way you can then out of nowhere they start putting you on the field and you're just amazing.
Yeah. But with that said, though, like who is your best team? You said PSG, Barca. Who do you think is the best out of the two?
Out of the two, I think for me, because I've been watching more Barca than PSG, so I would go with Barca.
Hey.
Yeah, I know you'd be happy. This is what I don't want to say it.
Come on.
But Barca, 100% Barca. But not to take away how great PSG are right now. Being
unbeaten in the league is great.
Yeah,
like I know no one really thinks of Ligue, you know, as one of the best leagues in Europe, but they're up there, and I don't think anyone has ever done it. Going unbeaten in Ligue, I'm not sure. I'll look that up, but yeah, it's a great achievement. Whether they can do it or not, it doesn't. Until we'll find out.
We'll find out. Because nothing's certain, man.
But Luis Enrique has definitely revolutionized PSG from going from Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, you know, situation ship. They've turned things around. Now they're a team. They used to be like individuals like Madrid are now.
Just like Madrid, bro. And that's why that didn't work out.
Yes, they go to a final, but... Still gotta get over the line.
But I remember when that happened and everyone was like thinking, whoa, this is gonna be same situation.
I remember when they signed like 5 players in one season. They signed Ramos, Wijnaldum, Messi, Donnarumma. I think it was what's the right back for PSG? The Moroccan guy. Yeah, they all Hakimi. They were all signed in one season.
Yeah,
all in one season, and that was the worst season. I think they got knocked out in the round of 16. So it's not always about the Galacticos.
Yeah,
and I think I don't want to rule Madrid out. But I don't see them getting to the final. You know, because PSG is on that side.
Yeah, that is true.
And we know PSG is a great team.
And they're a great team.
And if PSG can produce the same shit Barca is, Madrid is going to get annihilated.
Yeah. But if they do get through, then obviously... Yeah.
It was meant to be, I guess.
It was meant to be. But like you said, I don't really see Madrid going any further. Like,
Who they're versing Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Well, look, I don't think Arsenal is gonna beat Madrid, but I would not be surprised if they beat Madrid.
If they do, bro,
I will not be surprised.
I'll throw a party.
All right, I'll be there.
Wait, what do you mean? It'll be at your house.
I was so pissed off with that double touch situation with Alvarez.
Yeah, dude.
Like the bro.
Because remember, like they also brought up the situation why they let that happen in the World Cup.
Yeah, Messi has done it, but there was no rule back then.
Yeah.
But no one even knew the rule was changed. Did you know that?
Nah, I did not know. I did not know that. Like, but why does it?
But the only thing that pissed me off, it wasn't whether it was a double touch or not, which to this day I still don't see it. But whether it was a double touch or not, why don't they just let someone retake it?
Exactly. Instead of disallowing.
Like, it's not like they wanted to slip and fall. Like, okay, for example, when keepers step off the line, the penalty gets to be retaken.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not the taker's fault. That's the keepers who stepped off the line, which means if you step off the line and you save the ball,
shouldn't that just count as a goal then?
Exactly. You just count it as a goal.
That's what I mean.
But at the same time, like if someone does that and sleeps and touches it and then scores it, retake it. Because it's a goal, I understand if it's a miss.
Yeah.
If it's a miss, I understand. Like, okay, you missed whatever. It's your, like, what are we going to do? But if you score, they should retake it to make sure that it wasn't a fluke.
It wasn't a fluke, yeah. You know that's true. But as everyone says, Real Madrid, they have a, you know what I mean, a 12th player on the field. Yeah. So, yeah, look.
You can even see the ref almost celebrating that goal. When Rudiger scored his goal, the ref leg went up.
Yeah, went up. Let me chill. But that's the thing. Look.
But hey.
it's gonna be an argument. I think people are gonna argue about that for ages, man. I feel like it was unfair, unjust.
Robbery, bro.
Unjust because
very unjust.
Bro, they did great. Atletico Madrid.
Atletico played a wonderful game.
They did great. They deserved it more than you know what I mean than Real Madrid. 100%.
They gave everything.
They did, bro.
They gave everything.
I feel, you know what I mean. It's not fair for them to then go home, bro. Like no.
But to be fair, it's their fault. They should have fucking did something in the first leg.
Yeah.
They had a chance to go for it, but they decided we're going to defend. Mm-hmm. Just get whatever we can now and just come back to our home. And you can't blame Madrid. Yeah. Madrid did their part in the first leg.
Yeah.
And then they just came in the second leg and make sure they just didn't lose by 2 goals. And that's it. You go to penalties, we'll see the best man win.
Yeah.
And they did exactly that, you know. So
strategies, man. But I feel like Atletico's strategy was to obviously take it home.
Yeah, it was
home ground advantage. You know what I mean. So
it was thought through. Don't get me wrong, but it's their fault. They did not at least get a draw away.
Yeah,
you know, you don't want to be coming from behind and then expect to. But Atletico I think they've had one of their worst weeks in recent history because they've lost like 4 games in a row. They lost to Madrid, lost to Getafe, lost to Madrid. They beat Madrid, but they lost the penalty, so it counts as a loss.
Yeah.
And then lost to Barca in very dramatic fashion. And then Liverpool on the other end, who also had a bad week. But, you know,
I was gonna say I don't think Atletico was as bad as Liverpool. No. Let's put the facts there.
According to expectations, Liverpool were expected to be in the final of the Champions League.
Yup.
And Liverpool were in the final of the Carabao Cup. And that's a very bad way to fucking crash out.
Oh, man. Back to back. That's the worst thing because it was back to back.
And
That's what was like, wow. Yeah. And it was to a team that beat before, Newcastle.
Yeah, but they just beat them a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they beat them a couple of weeks ago. But then again, Newcastle was not a team, bro. But that guy, Isak, wow, hey.
I want Isak at Barcelona. Let me put that into universe. Isak, Barcelona, hey. You get a free membership for Spotify.
Man, stop that shit, man. Oh, you want him bad.
Free Spotify membership for life.
You want him bad, man.
But with that said, look, Barca have been great. I hope they continue the wonderful year. 2025 has been an amazing year. And I don't want to get too carried away. I want to stay humble and see where things go.
Yeah.
Just look, I don't want to lose a game. I'd rather draw than lose. In the Champions League, just don't take fucking Dortmund seriously. Please, I'm talking to you guys.
Don't take it easy.
Take Dortmund seriously because don't get complacent. Don't be like Liverpool. You know, don't take your eye off the ball because you're 15 points ahead or because you think you're the favorites in the tie.
Yeah,
just keep going. Get to the semis because the big boys are coming. You go Bayern or Inter. Look, if I had to choose, I would choose Bayern. But look, I don't ever say in that.
Don't take anything easily, man.
Don't take anything too lightly. Yeah.
But you've seen what's happened to Liverpool. You know what I mean?
They took the eye off the ball.
They took, bro. Yeah. You've seen what's happened to Liverpool. You see what's happened to Atletico Madrid.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that's another one.
Don't take anything lightly. Come, show up, play your game,
and start off on the front foot. This whole Atletico Madrid comeback bullshit, I'm getting tired of it. I'm young, bro. I shouldn't be getting heart attacks mid games. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I know it's entertaining, but I was entertained, but I was not healthy throughout the whole game.
Yeah, that's true.
So please start off on the front foot, score the first 2 goals, and then, you know, put the game to bed. You know, even in the Dortmund games, just beat them 4-0 in the first leg, so we don't have to worry about the second leg. You know, you know what I mean? Like the first leg of the Benfica was like it did not give me confidence for the second leg.
Yeah.
So first leg, go for it. You know, but hey, it's been wonderful. It's been amazing.
It's been great.
Yeah. We'll be right. We'll be back after the international break. We'll probably post another video before the break finishes. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, man. More videos to come.
Yeah.
And if you haven't checked it yet, we have dropped our podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Talking about dangerous areas within our state, WA. I'm pretty sure the link will be below. So
yeah, I'll put the link to the podcast or even to the channel below. Check it out.
Check it out.
Very interesting. If you live in Perth, if you live in Australia,
or you want to just know about where we are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great. I've been Ayo Kuru.
I've been Neo.
And I will see you guys next time.
Goodbye from me.